With the recent ending to Dragon Ball Z Kakarot featuring Goku fighting Oob at the World Martial Arts Tournament, a lot of fans are wondering whether or not this is the end for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot or if the story will be continuing. Today, we're going to be talking about the future for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot and figuring out if there's anything more we can expect. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Today, we're talking about Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and no, there isn't anything new or any new leaks that have been updated regarding Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. We're basically going to be speculating what the future for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot actually holds, because I know a lot of it is kind of like unknown at this point in time, because Dragon Ball Z Kakarot doing the end of Z, it would make you think that this is the end of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. And realistically speaking, we know more than likely that isn't true. I mean, Xenoverse has done that same thing where they have done the Dragon Ball Z or End of Z Goku story with Oob at the end of the World Martial Arts Tournament. And literally after that storyline, when you play that story mode, it literally says, this concludes the end for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Thank you for playing the game or whatever. Holy crap, that was the biggest cap of all mankind. Literally, because we've had like 8 more DLC since then, 9 more, something like that. We've had a lot more DLC since that DLC with End of Z Goku and Oob. But anyways, we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. So a while ago, this was about 10 months ago or so, Super Chronicles or DBS Chronicles tweeted out that the next DLC pack for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot will be one of these. So when he says DLC pack, I'm pretty sure that he's just talking about the next season, because during this time, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot was in its current season, which was season 2. And for this, I'm pretty sure he's talking about the next season for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which would be season 2 or season 3, sorry. And while it is exciting, I couldn't believe how much people actually wanted Dragon Ball Z Kakarot to do Dragon Ball GT instead of Dragon Ball Super. Like, that was absolutely insane to me. You would expect people to want Dragon Ball Super more, but maybe they didn't, because we've already gotten Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue as DLCs. So it's kind of weird to say, you know. Now here's the thing: where Dragon Ball Z Kakarot will go from here is literally unpredictable, because they just jump from one thing to another thing, and you're just like, how did we even get here? So literally after the original story for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot ends, they start on track with doing the Battle of God story and the Resurrection F story, and then they jump to, I think it was the Future Gohan story, which makes no sense. It's Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, but then you're doing a story for a DLC that literally has nothing to do with Goku at all. So I don't know, the DLC was still pretty cool, I'm not gonna complain. And then we have the End of Z story, and then they also did the Bardock story, and Bardock story again doesn't have anything Goku related either, but it's sort of weird. It makes you wonder, why didn't they just keep going with Super afterwards? Because you would expect after the Resurrection F story that they would literally just go straight to the Goku Black story, or the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 story. So I'm not sure why they didn't do that. Maybe they wanted to cover other stories that were canon within the Dragon Ball series, but they also did the Tenkaichi Budokai with Goku fighting the Demon King Piccolo, and that was like going to the past, and then even more to the past, and then they did the Future Gohan story with the future, and then they went even more to the future with the End of Z story. It just doesn't make sense. So it's hard to predict it, and maybe that makes it even more exciting because we want to be surprised, but it's sort of weird. Now, DBS Chronicles did confirm in regards to this tweet that the next DLC or the next season will be Dragon Ball Super. It will not be GT, and that's why people were confused, because a lot of people wanted GT. Again, I have no idea why people wanted GT, but we're not getting GT. Apparently, it's going to be Dragon Ball Super, and if they're going through the route of Dragon Ball Super, that means eventually they're going to get to the part of the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, and of course the Beast Gohan part of the story as well. Now, me personally, this is what I think it would be like. I think this is what we can expect for the next upcoming DLCs for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I think the next story will be Universe 6 versus Universe 7, or where Goku uses the Kaioken against Hit. And then the one after that will be the Goku Black story, and then the one after that will be the Tournament of Power. I'm not sure if after that they'll go and shift their attention to a GT or something like that, but I wouldn't be too optimistic about them covering stories that are not canon, because Dragon Ball Z Kakarot has yet to cover a story that is not canon. They have covered the Resurrection F and Battle of God story, which are both canon. It has covered the Tenkaichi Budokai tournament with Demon King Piccolo, which is canon. They have covered the Future Gohan story, which is canon. And they have also covered the Bardock story, which is also canon. And then they have also covered the End of Z story, which is also canon. So it's hard to say whether or not they will cover a story that is not canon. They have covered stories in Dragon Ball games before that aren't canon. But the thing with Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is that it's different compared to other Dragon Ball games because it is a game that is purely covering the entire Dragon Ball storyline. So it's honestly really, really hard to say whether or not they will cover the uncanon parts of Dragon Ball, like specific movies and stuff like that. Like, I would love to see like giant battles again with Harudagon and stuff like that, or maybe Lord Slug. Like, there's a lot of giant battles within Dragon Ball that I would love to see, but those stories aren't canon. But there's a lot of Dragon Ball content that they can go from here, but I presume, based off of what's out there, that it will be Dragon Ball Super. I know a lot of fans may be disappointed to hear that. I know a lot of fans were expecting GT. I don't know why. I really don't, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about all of this down in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys want the next DLC to be, and let me know what you guys think the next DLC is going to be. If you guys are new and you love Dragon Ball, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
Hey, it's me, Goku! If you're new to the channel, don't be afraid to hit a like and subscribe button so you can be updated for all the new content PBL Gaming makes. See ya!